get ready to go. We're glad that you're all here, so now it's time to start the show. We're not in school, but we can still pretend by making music until this ends. We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Hey there, Falcons. Guys, hope you had a great break. Welcome back. And this week we've got some really fun things to do. Now, we're not going to be doing a whole lot of singing this week. We're going to be doing a lot of listening, okay? We got some music to listen to, and we have some really fun projects to work on with those songs we're listening to. So, get your listening ears ready. Get those Q-tips. Clean out your ears because we're about to make some music.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Oh, sorry, second grade. Geez, I was listening to a piece of music. We listened to this a couple weeks ago. It's In the Hall of the Mountain King by Edvard Grieg. We listened to this. Remember, it kind of told that cool story. It sort of created a story with the music about that boy named Peer Gynt. And Peer Gynt was in the Hall of the Mountain King with the trolls and the goblins, and he was kind of being chased around a little bit. I love this piece. This is so cool. You got to close your eyes and almost picture the story just by listening to the instruments, listening to the music. You know, something in this piece of music, though, that when we listened to it the first time, I don't think we realized, but listen for a second. Ta-dee 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 ta, ta-dee ta, ta-dee ta, ta-dee 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 ta. Hey, what's at the end of that? A half note, yes, oh my gosh. In the Hall of the Mountain King, there's not just trolls and goblins, there's also half notes. Really cool. What I want you to do is, in the description below, I have that link in. I want you to watch it. It's been a couple weeks probably since you've listened to this, since you've watched the orchestra play it. Go ahead and listen to it. And this, I want you to really close your eyes. You're familiar with the song, you're familiar with the piece of music. I want you to close your eyes, kind of picture the story. See if you can sort of picture that story that you're a little bit more familiar with this time. And see if you can picture it happening inside your head. See if you can imagine that story coming to life just by listening to those instruments. Because coming up next, we have a pretty fun activity I think you're really going to like that kind of goes along with that. So listen to the music and we'll be right back.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
All right, second grade. Now you've listened once again to In the Hall of the Mountain King, and hopefully you really get that story of Peer Gynt tiptoeing around and having those trolls and those goblins and the Mountain King chasing him and causing him some panic and things like that. And hopefully you heard all of that, not by me telling you, but in the music. Now there were lots of things in the music that kind of led you to hear those things. There's the instruments, there's the speed, there's the tempo, there's the volume when it's really loud or whether it's really quiet. Lots of different things came together to create that story, and that's pretty cool. Today what I'd like you to do is this. I want you to make your own story. I want you to make your own story. A very short story. Don't make it long. Just a nice short little story. Just a couple of sentences. I'm going to give you a topic to make your story about. I know this is an English class, but we're going to get to the music part in just a second. You're going to tell a story. I'd like you to make a story about a turkey. Now, we just had Thanksgiving, didn't we, right? So probably you have turkey on your mind from just this past week. Make a story about a turkey. Who is this turkey? What's the name of your turkey? Where is he going? What is he doing? Who is he with? Come up with a very short story. It tells just a little bit about a little adventure or something that happens to your turkey. Okay? Now, that's the English part. That's the story part of this, okay? So go ahead and come with that. Once you've come up with that, sort of like In the Hall of the Mountain King, I would like you to have some sounds, to have some music that goes along with your story. So think about the different elements of your story. What's going to make sound in your story? Well, in the Hall of the Mountain King, you can hear the bum, 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 the tiptoeing, right? In here, maybe your turkey's going to go for a walk. Maybe your turkey's walking on a farm and there's a cow with big footsteps. What's going to make sound in your story? Maybe the turkey is crossing a road. And there's a car. Oh, you got to get some sound effects here, guys. Make some sound effects to go along with your story. Try to help tell your story, not just by telling it, but with some sounds, with some music. Once you have your story, once you know what other sounds you want to add, and guys, feel free to use different things in your house. Maybe you want to have the tiptoe and you could use pots and pans, or you could even use one of the instruments that we've already created. The castanets would be really great for that. But be creative. Come up with different ways to tell your story with sounds, not just by speaking it. Then what I'd like you to do, I'd like you, in the description below, I have a link to a flip grid. What I'd like you to do is literally read your story. Don't make it long. I'm only going to give you about 2 minutes at the most to tell your story. But while you're telling your story, either you or one of your parents or your brothers, your sister, or grandma or grandpa, anybody can kind of play along as we tell the story. The turkey went for a walk. And we hear those sounds. It kind of adds to the story. It gives some music, gives some character to your story. So, create a story. Don't just tell it through words. Get some sounds to go along with it and have some fun. Can't wait to see them. So have some fun, making some music, and telling some stories.
We're making music with our Falcon friends.
Well, we sure had fun this week, didn't we? So, until next time, grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear the pitter pat and the happy tune is your step? Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade. Now I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over